This fight's going to be exciting because you're going to get to see a celebrity get beaten up by a real MMA fighter.
This is my night simply because it's a long time coming, and I'm prepared, and I'm the best CM Punk that I've ever been, and the world's going to see that.
Verdum's in for some big surprises tonight. This fight isn't going to be anything like our first fight. My confidence, my conditioning, and my skill set's all up to par.
This fight is very important for me tonight. I want to beat Travis Browne for my next step for the title shot.
Tonight, I need to fight. My rhythm, my distance, my timing. If I do it all right, it'll be a flawless victory.
It's going to feel amazing winning the belt back here in Cleveland and walking out with the belt still wrapped around my waist.
Saturday night on the banks of Lake Erie for the very first time, the Octagon is in Cleveland, Ohio, as we welcome you inside Quicken Loans Arena. This is UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem. Closed captioning is available for tonight's pay-per-view. Tonight's SAP brought to you by UFCEspanol.com. Tonight's broadcast is available in 100% Spanish. Let's get things started. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. The Cleveland Browns won an NFL championship in 1964. Then the city of Cleveland had to wait 52 years for another world championship. It came in May in Curitiba, Brazil, in the sport of MMA, inside the Octagon. A man named Stipe Miocic brought home the belt. My partner, Joe Rogan, it's already been a great night here in Cleveland. It's only going to get better.
It certainly has been a great night, and tonight is the most important night in combat sports because it is to decide who is the baddest man on the planet Earth. And make no mistake about it, the heavyweight champion of the UFC is the baddest man on the planet Earth. Right now, it is Stipe Miocic, a powerful brawler with outstanding boxing and incredible athleticism. But he is taking on the most decorated striker in the history of the heavyweight division, the great Alistair Overeem, former K1 Grand Prix champion, former Dream heavyweight champion, former Strikeforce heavyweight champion, and a very, very experienced fighter.
57th professional MMA fight tonight for Alistair Overeem. You know, at the start of 2016, Joe, many were saying the greatest heavyweight of all time is Fabricio Verdum. Well, Stipe Miocic ruined that. Verdum back in the Octagon tonight.
Verdum back in the Octagon tonight, and it's an amazing opportunity for him to get back in there and fight a tough guy in Travis Browne, but also a great opportunity for Travis Browne, who we have to remember knocked out Alistair Overeem. Travis Browne is a danger to anyone, as is Fabricio. Fabricio, who is perhaps the greatest heavyweight submission artist in the history of the sport, multiple-time world jiu-jitsu champion, and he's taking on a guy in Travis Hoppa Brown, who is a long, tall, dangerous striker who comes into this fight incredibly motivated.
We have a ton of experience that we just spoke of with those four men. Then we have the big question to be answered tonight. Can CM Punk fight professionally in the sport of MMA, and can he beat the young upstart Mickey Gall?
Yeah, it's not just can he fight, but can he fight a really talented kid and beat him? Mickey Gall is good. He's very good. He's a promising young prospect. He is a high-level brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and we saw that in his first UFC fight. When he took his opponents back and choked them out, that was some slick stuff, and that was something that CM Punk is going to have to contend with. There was some tension at the weigh-ins. Mickey Gall tried to shake CM Punk's hand. CM Punk wouldn't have it, and Mickey Gall gave him an earful.
CM Punk arriving earlier tonight. I love what Duke Rufus said. I've never met a man more famous in one part of his life and be more humble in the other.
Of course he's humble. He's getting his ass kicked every day by Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren and
Duke
Anthony
Rufus.
Pettis and Duke Rufus. Look, he did exactly the thing you're supposed to do. He went to one of the best camps in the world. He went to Rufus Sport in Milwaukee and trained with Duke Rufus, who's one of the best trainers in the world. He's with world-class fighters and world champions. So what he did was the right way to do it, and he waited 2 years to make his debut. That said, he's taking on a really talented kid who's done nothing but prepare to be an MMA great. This kid, Mickey Gall, wants to run through CM Punk. He wants to be a world champion, and he's got real potential.
Mickey Gall said, hey, I want to fight CM Punk, and Dana White said, did he just say he wanted to fight CM Punk? It's going to happen here tonight because, fans, we have a great night of fights. Also on the card tonight in the bantamweight division, the California Kid, Uriah Faber, one of the most decorated mixed martial artists to ever compete inside the octagon, will look to secure his 10th UFC win in his battle against Jimmy Rivera, winner of 18 straight fights dating back to 2008. Rivera is 19-1 and determined to secure the biggest victory of his professional career. But we get things started in the strawweight division as we take a look at 24-year-old Brazilian Jessica Andrade, who successfully debuted at 115 pounds with a win over Jessica Penne at UFC 199. Tonight, her opponent is Scotland's Joanne Calderwood, who won at home in Glasgow and followed up that victory with a win over Valerie Letourneau in the first female flyweight fight in UFC history. Our rules of the octagon: 3 judges scored the bout duration 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's championship fight is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point must scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less. Judges will score the bouts based on effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression and octagon control in that order. All right, we get it underway in the strawweight division. The champion, Joe, of course, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she just defended against Claudia Gadelha. Look at all the talent we have in the strawweight division.
Spectacular talent, and Joanne Calderwood is right up there with them, coming off of an amazing fight where she stopped Valerie Letourneau in her last outing. You have so much. At the top, of course, you've got the assassin, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Claudia Gadelha, who is outstanding, Carolina Karakovic. You have Carla Esparza, Rose Namajunas, Tisha Torres. And of course, Paige Van Zandt, who looked sensational in her last performance. You have some amazing talent in this strawweight division, and it's getting deeper and better all the time.
How sick was that kick Paige Van Zandt turned in, and a great finish in her win over Beck Rollins. Whether it was a change in scenery for Joanne Calderwood or a change in weight class for Jessica Andrade, both strawweight contenders are showing their best form yet as they meet tonight here in Cleveland. Brazilian strawweights who have used past setbacks to fuel them in the octagon Scotland's Joanne Calderwood and Brazil's Jessica Andrade are in world-class form as they meet for the first time in the octagon tonight.
Tonight I just need to go in there and give it my all and just enjoy every minute of it and keep the ball rolling and get the win.
Bom, a Joanne pode esperar leão vindo para cima dela com muita força de vontade, muita garra, muita pressão e eu vou dar meu máximo e ela me aguarde.
A competitor on season 20 of The Ultimate Fighter, Joanne Calderwood is an exciting striker who bounced back from a 2015 loss to reel off consecutive wins over Courtney Casey and Valerie Latorno that have seen her look better than ever in a stacked weight class.
I belong in the top of this strawweight division and I'm a different fighter and I belong at the top.
A mainstay on the UFC roster since 2013, Jessica Andrade has battled the best at 135 pounds for over 2 years, logging wins over the likes of Raquel Pennington and Rosie Sexton. But it was her decision to move to 115 pounds that may set her on the fast track to a world title shot in 2017.
Hoje à noite eu tenho que mostrar para todo mundo que eu vim para chegar nessa categoria, nocautear muito bem e eu acho que ele está muito perto do cinturão.
Joanne Calderwood, born in Irvine, Scotland, lives in Glasgow. In fact, she earned a victory over Courtney Casey back in July of 2015 at home. It was a fight of the night effort. I had the pleasure of calling that fight, Joe, and you want to talk about what we've seen tonight here in Cleveland, how they love their own? Man, the Scottish crowd was behind JoJo that night.
Yeah, I could only imagine. I was very, very impressed with her in the Valerie Latorno fight. You see her there with Faraz Sahabi. Getting ready for this fight. This is an important fight for her because she was fighting a woman, Jessica Andrade, who also looked sensational in her last fight, and a tank of a woman who's coming down from 135 pounds and looked incredibly strong in her last bout against Jessica Panay. What I was most impressed with against Joanne Calderwood was the diversity of her technique, how creative she was in there, mixing things up. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And as I mentioned as we were getting into this fight, that these women just continue to get better. They continue to evolve. And if you look at the top 5, the top 8, the top 10, the top 12, the talent pool gets richer, it seems, Joe, every single day.
And a lot of that is coming down from the top. When you have a champion that's so scary, like Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who's so dominant, so technical, crisp, and just executes so well, everyone in that division is forced to rise. And you're seeing that now. You're seeing this division really start to shine.
Competitor on season 20 of The Ultimate Fighter, Joanne Calderwood. Just 24 years old, Jessica Andrade made the move to 115 at the Forum in Los Angeles. UFC 199 in Inglewood. She looked outstanding.
She really, really did, Mike. And she's so imposing at this weight class. You see as she gets ready and disrobes, she's a physical specimen and one of the strongest athletes in this division. Very, very powerful with her kicks and punches, and we saw that against Jessica Panay. She just put a beating on Panay and just really performed one of the most impressive bouts of her professional career. And as you mentioned, at only 24 years of age, she just gets better and better every time we see her.
UFC fans, tonight, new UFC walkout jersey color options are being introduced. Black with red, yellow, blue, and green, in addition to the champion black and chalk colors that were previously available. Jessica Andrade, of course, representing her home, the country of Brazil. for this strawweight fight. 24-year-old Brazilian against the 30-year-old Scottish fighter who is 4 inches taller and will have the reach advantage to officially get the pay-per-view underway. Bruce Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio for UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 116 pounds. Fighting out of Glasgow, Scotland, presenting the number 7 ranked strawweight contender in the world, Joanne Jojo Calderwood. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 14 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 115 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Niterói, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, presenting the number 6 ranked strawweight contender in the world, Jessica Bachestaka Andrade. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Jerry Poe.
Jerry Poe, our referee, for our first fight here live on pay-per-view. And UFC fans, let your voice be heard. Tell us who you think is winning each fight by following at UFC on Twitter. All it takes is 1 click to vote on how you're scoring the fight. See all the results live throughout the night. Here we go, first fight. Joanne Calderwood in the blue, Jessica Andrade in the yellow.
Look for Calderwood to try to stay on the outside and utilize her reach advantage. Andrade, who is very, very physically strong and a very good striker, is most likely going to try to close the distance and bang it out on the inside. See her using that left hook to the body there, and there's a knee to the body. Good uppercut to the body there as well.
Calderwood has very good boxing skills, great dedication, slick hands, and Andrade, her first 7 fights in the UFC at 135, and she fared very well, Joe.
Well, she was very short for that weight class, but showed how strong she is. There's a cut on the left eye of Andrade. Not exactly sure where it came from, but early on in the fight for that big takedown by Andrade.
Jessica, the first Brazilian woman to fight in the UFC. Her first fight was in Seattle against Liz Carmouche back in 2014.
You see that cut, Mike? Not exactly sure how bad it is. It's tough to tell. But Calderwood, oh, big takedown by Andrade.
Just alluded to the power, and she showed it off.
She's a tank. She really is, especially at 115. And here she is on top, inside control. Not a good way for Calderwood to start off this fight.
Andrade, 6 wins by submission, 5 by knockout. Calderwood, Joe, is 11-1 in her pro career.
Yeah, you can see that cut now. It appears to be a small cut in the corner of the eye of Andrade. She got a little hasty there trying to step over. She left her legs tangled up, and Calderwood is using that to get to full guard now.
Nice adjustment by Jojo.
Very good adjustment, and now she's trying to set up a triangle. Big slam.
Trying to posture up here in the closed guard.
Yeah, I've been informed by the truck that it was a elbow by Joanne Calderwood, an excellent elbow that they've isolated for us. We'll take a look at that during the replay. But now back to the action here. Andrade looking to work to pass the half guard, Calderwood, and landing some good ground and pound while she's doing it. But she's got to be careful of Calderwood's guard. Calderwood has good skills off her back. quite a bit of blood. Looks like it's coming not just from the eye, but perhaps from the nose of Andrade as well. And there's a short elbow from the bottom by Calderwood that opened it up even more. And that's going to be a problem for Andrade because it's clearly weakening her eye. You can see her squinting. And her leg is tied up here. Calderwood's doing a real good job of trapping that leg. And especially with that underhook on the left-hand side, she may use that to stand up. See how she's doing that, Mike? The cage is in her way if she tries to roll her and sweep her. But Andrade recognizes it and starts pounding on her.
Big hammer fist. Topps UFC Knockout 16 mobile trading card app now available for iOS and Android devices. Download for free now.
Big punches from the top by Andrade.
She doesn't care if she's in the guard, half guard, closed guard, passing. She's scoring with this grounding pound.
Yeah, Calderwood had a good position earlier, but unfortunately for her, she was up against the cage. She wasn't even going the direction she wants, and now she finds herself again stuck on the bottom, inside control with a very physically imposing Andrade. Look at the back muscles in that woman. She's very strong. Calderwood again, though, is going to the right move. See how she's got the half guard, Mike? She's also got the underhook on the same side as the half guard. That's what she wants. And Andrade recognizes it. She's pounding on her. Grabs the guillotine, drops down.
Looking to finish right here, right now. 30 seconds on the clock.
Andrade has a nasty guillotine, Mike, and that looks good. Calderwood trying to get it out.
It is all over. Jessica Andrade by submission.
That is a big win for Jessica Andrade. Big and imposing win. Especially considering how good Joanne Calderwood looked in her last fight. It makes it all the more impressive that Andrade is able to do that. And it highlights what we were talking about with Andrade down at this weight class. She is so strong at 115 pounds. You look at her physique, it's going to be very difficult for women to deal with her if it gets to that kind of a grueling, grappling sort of a bout.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
Let's take a look at it again here. She's punching her. Calderwood tries to stand up. She grabs that arm in guillotine and drops down. Excellent technique here. She's got that neck in a precarious, look how she's got it cranked, and look at Calderwood's face. I mean, there is no way out of this. She's got to tap. Beat red. She was very close to blacking out there, and beautiful technique by Andrade.
7th career win by submission, 6th by guillotine, 7th first round finish for the Brazilian. To make it official, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jerry Poe called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 38 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Jessica Andrade.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Jessica Andrade. Jessica, this is 2 incredibly impressive victories at 115 pounds. What an amazing move it's been for you to drop down to this weight class. How happy are you with your performance here tonight?
2 vitórias incríveis nessa nova categoria que você baixou. Como é que você está se sentindo e como é que você está sentindo o futuro da sua categoria, nessa sua categoria?
Bom, primeiramente, obrigado a Deus. E essa vitória não é minha, é desse cara aqui, ó. Sem ele, eu não tava aqui hoje. Então essa vitória é do meu paizão, é ele que cuida de mim em todos os meus treinos. E, poxa, galera de Macaé, dia 17 eu tô aí no X-Force. Me espere. I love you! Obrigado, gente!
Guys, I just follow what my trainer said. I don't owe anything to anybody, to my training. It's all to my trainers, all to my team. I trust what they say. I do what they tell me to do, and the results come like that.
Your opponent tonight, Joanne Calderwood, is known as an excellent striker. Was your strategy, how the fight played out, to take her to the ground? Was that what you planned?
Você sabe que ela era muito boa em pé. Você queria fazer a trocação mesmo em pé? Ou a sua estratégia era botar pro chão e finalizar no jiu-jitsu?
A estratégia era ir para trocação, mas quando eu vi que a envergadura dela era maior que a minha, então eu mudei a estratégia em cima da hora, eu vi que deu para encaixar Aí foi pro chão, eu sabia que o chão dela não era tão bom, mas ela é uma grande atleta em pé. Então hoje eu acho que eu tô me tornando uma atleta completa. E vou mostrar pro mundo inteiro que Jéssica Andrade veio para ficar nessa categoria. E quem sabe no futuro aí ser a futura campeã dessa categoria.
Well, she was landing good shots. She was landing good shots. The strategy was to stand up the entire time. But she has a lot of bigger reach on me. I didn't realize I was doing so as well as I thought I was going to. I always have my jiu-jitsu to go to, rely on my jiu-jitsu to save me. And I knew if she had the opportunity, I would have finished the fight with a choke in the jiu-jitsu.
Congratulations on an outstanding performance. Jessica Andrade, ladies and gentlemen.
Submission finish for the Brazilian. Congratulations, Jessica Andrade. Great to be here in Cleveland inside Quicken Loans Arena. And look at that, Kyle Snyder from the Ohio State University just won Olympic gold in Rio, and he's next to the godfather of ground and pound, Mark Coleman. All right, Fight Pass fans, this is what is available right now. Eddie Bravo Invitational, 16-man submission-only grappling tournament. Got Liz Carmouche, Maria Henderson, that's tomorrow. Cage Warriors 78 will have immediate replay from today's event. That is available now on Fight Pass. Check out 2020. It's Rockhold Bisping 2. It'll drop on September 22nd exclusively for our Fight Pass customers. And Fightography, the tournaments, new episodes, Fight Pass's flagship original series focusing on tournament champions. That drops September 27th. It is the UFC's digital streaming service, UFCFightPass.com. UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem, is sponsored by Bud Light, raise one to right now, and by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period.
As a champ, I do have a target on my back, and every fight I have in the heavyweight division is going to be hard. But fighting tonight, I'm going to see the best Alistair, but I'll be ready for him.
It's been 22 years in the making. I dedicated my life in winning the UFC championship. You put it all on the line tonight, I will have my hands raised.
Tonight will be a battle with Alistair, but I plan on putting him away early. I'm walking out the champ because I'm not walking out any other way.
Tonight's arrivals are sponsored by Harley Davidson. See your dealer today and learn to ride like some of your favorite UFC fighters with Harley Davidson Riding Academy. Live your legend. UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic, born and raised right here in Cleveland, Ohio. He earned the belt when he knocked out Fabricio Verdum in just 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Also arriving earlier, one of the most decorated heavyweights in combat sports history, former K1, Dream and Strikeforce champion, Alistair Overeem, who has won 4 straight, 3 by knockout, and in his 57th professional fight, gets his first shot at UFC Gold. We take a look inside the locker room of Uriah Faber, who is 18-0 in 3-round non-title fights. His opponent, Jimmy Rivera, is coming off a fight of the night victory over Yuri Alcantara back at home in New Jersey. So it was Newark back in January. And in November, the Octagon crosses the Hudson to NYC. Tonight, we are inside the Q, Quicken Loans Arena. It opened in 1994. The Cavaliers won the NBA championship for the first time in their 46-year history, led, of course, by LeBron James. Tonight's UFC 203 is presented in high definition. All right, we're going to get Uriah Faber and Jimmy Rivera next. Rivera, winner of 18 straight, Joe. Take a look at the rankings. Of course, our champion is Dominic Cruz.
TJ Dillashaw, who, of course, won a really excellent fight against Rafael Assunção in his last bout. Very close decision loss to Dominic Cruz for the title, and he's one of the best in the world without a doubt. Uriah Faber below him. Of course, you've got Cody Garbrandt, who is on fire right now, as is John Lineker. John Lineker, who's looked sensational since moving up to 135 pounds. Bryant Caraway's in the mix. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing division. And, of course, Lineker meeting John Dodson, which should be a barn burner of an event.
October 1st from Portland on FS1. Cody Garbrandt coming off back-to-back knockouts of Almeida and Mizugaki. Unbeaten for almost 8 years, New Jersey's Jimmy Rivera is only getting better with each fight, making it the perfect moment for the most important bout of his career against that California kid, Uriah Faber. Rising bantamweight star Jimmy Rivera will get the toughest test of his career tonight when he faces perennial contender Uriah Faber in a pivotal bout that sees both 135-pounders at the crossroads in a talent-rich division.
This is definitely one of my biggest tests ever. To fight Uriah Faber, shoot me in the top 5. It's like a dream come true. You know what I mean? He's a legend in 135.
Jimmy has all the MMA requirements. He's got the skill, he's got the heart, he's got the conditioning, but he doesn't have what I have, and he's going to learn that.
A longtime standout on the local circuit, New Jersey's Jimmy Rivera has quickly established himself as one of the UFC's top bantamweights, with wins over Marcus Brimage, Pedro Munoz, and Yuri Alcantara. Currently among the top 15 bantamweights in the UFC, Rivera would likely rocket into the top 10 with a win over Uriah Faber.
I could definitely make a run in this division. If I beat Uriah Faber, it'll show that I belong in the top 5 and I'm a contender.
A man whose name is synonymous with the rise of the lighter weight classes in mixed martial arts. Former WEC featherweight champion, Uriah Faber has won 3 of his last 4 bantamweight bouts in the octagon, with the only loss coming in his 3rd fight against champion Dominic Cruz. Tonight, the California kid begins the road back.
My goals now are the same as my last fight and the fight before that and so on. Is to have my best performance. When I have my best performance, I will win.
This is a real sleeper fight, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fight that not a lot of people are talking about, but I am looking forward to this very much. This kid, Jimmy Rivera, is a killer. He's a very, very dangerous, very confident guy with some serious skills when it comes to stand-up. He's got very good takedown defense, and he hits real hard.
Jimmy Rivera, 18-fight winning streak dating back to 2008. He was defeated in his 2nd professional fight. He is 19-1, 3-0 in the UFC. Talking about fighting Uriah Faber, he used the word legend many times. He talked about Uriah being such an inspiration to him as he makes his way through a career as a professional mixed martial artist. Uriah, a decade older than him, he knows what is on the line tonight. He knows this is the biggest spotlight that has ever shined upon him as a professional fighter.
And it's just for a young guy like this is an amazing opportunity to step in there and fight the #2 bantamweight in the world as far as the top contenders. I mean, it's just, you don't get any better of an opportunity other than a title shot, and he's not really in a position to get that. Well, he's getting beat up here.
Tiger Schultz, like another father figure in his life. The twins work very well in Ramsey, New Jersey. The quote that Jimmy Rivera and his team used a long time ago, and I like it: the will to win is not as important as the will to prepare.
Both of them are very important. the will to prepare is absolutely hugely important, and he has both, as does Uriah Faber. When you get to the championship levels and you get to the levels of elite fighters like these two gentlemen are in, you must have everything.
I got one for you. Uriah Faber, 19-0 in non-title 3-round fights.
That's incredibly impressive. But Uriah is, as in his own words, a smidgen below the championship level. And he believes he still has the possibility, the capability to get to that. Very disappointing, coming up short in the Dominic Cruz fight, but Dominic Cruz is on another level right now. That's just something that everybody has to realize, and the division will rise accordingly. Dominic took a long time off, beat TJ Dillashaw, but I believe he's far better now than he was then. And he proved it in the Uriah Faber fight, where he was just stellar.
Jimmy El Terra Rivera looking to make it 19 straight by defeating the California Kid.
I think he's the most loved fighter that's never won a UFC title.
I would give you that one for sure, without a doubt. And I think he's the most popular when it comes to his walking music, because you can be in a bar or a restaurant and this song will come on and you start going, the California Kid, Uriah Faber.
Yeah, it really is synonymous with him. It's one of those songs. Uriah Faber is just an outstanding fighter. He's so good. He has so much experience, and he has so many ways to win a fight. He has outstanding submission ability. He can knock you out with punches, and he knows how to mix things up really well. He also comes from Team Alpha Male. He's the founder and the captain of Team Alpha Male, which is one of the very best lighter weight teams on the planet Earth.
And young Cody Garbrandt, under the tutelage of that man, may very well be next in line to challenge Dominic Cruz. But first things first, Uriah Faber, Jimmy Rivera, 37 years old for Uriah, including tonight. 14 of his 15 fights in the octagon, Joe, have been at 135. The California Kid, Uriah Faber. Our tail of the tape for this bantamweight fight. Faber, 10 years the elder of Rivera. Uriah is 2 inches taller. Jimmy Rivera will have an 1.5 inch reach advantage. All right, let's get into the veteran boys of the octagon, Bruce Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Ramsey, New Jersey, Jimmy El Terra Rivera. And now introducing his opponent, mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 33 wins, 9 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Sacramento, California, presenting the former WEC featherweight champion and the #2 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, the California Kid, Uriah Faber.
Gary Copeland, our referee. Great matchup at 135. Vanessa, Chrissy, Ariani, and Brittany here tonight inside the queue. Quicken Loans Arena, here we go. Blue trunks for Rivera, white trunks for Faber.
That trademark wide stance by Uriah. inside leg kick. So much experience. And this is such a big test for young Jimmy Rivera.
For sure.
But Jimmy Rivera presents real danger. He throws with reckless abandon, and he's got some serious knockout power. And he landed a nice uppercut there.
Been with the Schulman twins for many, many years. Rivera's uncle was a boxer.
Oh, good inside kick by Rivera.
Big opportunity for Jimmy Rivera. His only loss back in 2008, a split decision in his second professional fight.
What Uriah Faber's got to do, Mike, of course, is use his experience. And by that meaning, present a bunch of different possibilities. Get Jimmy to think about a bunch of different things. Overload his mind with options. But if he stands in front of him and trades like this is what Jimmy Rivera wants. So I think for Uriah, it's imperative to set up a takedown early. It's imperative to throw kicks. And he's got to make this a fight where he takes Jimmy Rivera out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, mentally overload him, like you said.
Yes, because right now they're standing right in front of each other. This is a Jimmy Rivera fight. This is not how Dominic Cruz would fight, right? Dominic Cruz would be moving all over the place, and he presents you with all these problems. It's one of the reasons why he's so hard to fight. Whereas Uriah, as experienced as he is, he's standing right there in front of Jimmy.
They work in the clinch. And Uriah out of harm's way. Uriah is known for movement as well. Let's see if he starts to utilize his footwork.
He certainly is. Right now, he's just putting a lot of pressure on me.
And that may be it.
He's caught with that counter. He got caught with that counter right.
See if the bright lights are too bright for 27-year-old Jimmy Rivera. A lot of kicks early from Faber. Out of the way again.
Rivera's just ready to explode. Uriah trying to find those openings, trying to expose whatever flaws in Jimmy's style that he can find.
Rivera's corner is calling for the 1-2. Misses with that inside leg kick. A lot of speed from these two.
One thing that's happening, though, because of Uriah's aggressiveness, is Jimmy's kind of waiting on him to counter. Uriah may start moving more once he recognizes that. He's putting that pressure on Jimmy here, following him around. A lot of feints here by Uriah as well.
Perfect example right there.
Yeah, he's trying to get a sense of the timing of Jimmy Rivera. There's a good right hand by Uriah, but a good counter left hook by Jimmy.
Just over a minute on the clock. This fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Neither man landing too often thus far.
Nice counter kick.
Rivera trying to settle in. Realize that he's not in there with the big aura of Uriah Faber. He's in there with another fighter that he has the skills to defeat. Land a couple, get more comfortable with 30 seconds on the clock here in the first round.
Keep an eye on the right hand of Uriah Faber. He landed it earlier in the round.
Shook it out.
He has not thrown it since. Now, Uriah has broken his hand in previous fights, most notably in the Mike Brown fight.
Turned into Elbow City.
Yeah, he broke both of his hands in that fight and still managed to fight to a decision.
Round 1 in the books.
Good. Deep breath.
Master Tong, head coach Justin Buchholz.
Good. Heart rate down.
Very nice.
Fabio Prado.
Okay, deep breath. Good work. You got to read on his power. He wants to just load up on your way in, so touch him. You're ready to pull, and then counter his counter on the way in. You got your push kicks there too. He's standing right in front of you. Touch a little bit with the legs this round. Yeah. He's got a lot of the steam out of his big shots, right? Make him miss, make him pay. Your single's there. You commit to that overhand, grab that single up.
Step back, no good. What? Step back, no good. Forward, good.
Oh, step back. Very nice.
Okay.
Throw it a bunch of times until you heard it.
Okay.
Okay? All right, let's go. Use your right hand, left hook. Right hand, left hook.
Danny and Ronnie Shortman, the twins, one of their top fighters, Jimmy Rivera. Second round.
Beautiful counter kick. Waited for the miss. Step back. Step back. Step back. Good inside. Went low.
Go to neutral corner, neutral corner, neutral corner, neutral corner, neutral corner, neutral corner, Uriah. It's inadvertent, okay? Stretch out. You have up to 5 minutes. All right? Hey, just a warning. He was in transition. Be careful.
It is always prevalent. Everybody owes.
Inadvertent. He's receiving a warning. A warning for inadvertent. They were in transition. Okay?
Interesting.
Be careful, okay, brother?
Put Jimmy Rivera right in front of his corner.
Jimmy, stretch it out. Get yourself stretched out good. All right, you sure? You sure? Okay, all right, hold tight. Hold tight. Let's get him up. You ready?
All right, we continue. Inadvertent is what Gary Copeland said. Still a warning, though. Just 30 seconds in to round 2. At the UFC career of Uriah Faber, 9 victories, setbacks to Cruz, Morale, Edgar Cruz. I mean, elite his entire life, as elite as they come.
This is an interesting fight. I would almost like to see this fight in a 5-rounder, Mike, because I would like to see if Uriah could solve the riddle that is Jimmy Rivera, because he's a dangerous guy. Oh, he just got left hand. Yeah. I would like to see if he would fight a different style, knowing that it was a longer fight, and try to lead him into deep waters, because he's kind of got to engage this kid, because Jimmy's got very good endurance, and he can fight this kind of style for a long time. Whoa, beautiful.
Uriah, 19-0 in non-title 3-round fights, and yeah, he changes his stance.
Yeah, his leg's very red. You can see it. He might have hurt his knee there.
Nothing like what we called the Aldo Faber fight years ago.
Yeah, I mean, nobody masks pain like Uriah does. He's just as tough as nails, and he just got caught with a right hand on the end of it. Almost caught him with that left hook.
Rivera's corner.
Take it to him. Take it back.
Good right hand, but a good catch. A good kick, rather, but a good catch by Rivera. And then another hard kick. Uriah's limping. He's hiding it, but
visibly.
That left leg's very unsteady.
See if he switches his stance again. Just past the midway point.
Yeah, he's almost standing square at times. Not sure which leg to put forward. Now the left leg is there.
And there is, the redness is behind the knee, as you alluded to, Joe.
Yeah, it was such a hard shot, like right on the knee area. There could be some damage to the knee. But again, Uriah's going to mask it as well as humanly possible. But there's just no way that didn't work. I mean, that was a powerful leg kick. And there's another one. He's hurt.
That dude has been leg kicked as much as any person ever in the history of MMA. Turns the corner, ducks under.
But he's still got that left leg forward. And he also still is being very hesitant with that right hand.
Now Uriah pushes forward.
Rivera looking for that spin if Uriah was coming in.
Not a lot of movement, as you alluded to earlier, Joe. Standing in front of each other, looking to score.
I mean, it's like some feints and movement back and forth by Uriah, but, you know, this is like the type of fight that Jimmy Rivera likes to fight. Guy standing right in front of him. Another nice inside leg kick.
It's not a TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz, move around all the time.
Another
type performance from either.
Yeah, and that's the kind of fight you have to fight with a tank like Rivera.
Yes.
In my opinion. I mean, I think it's not Uriah's style, though. And I kind of understand why he's fighting this way. This is what he does. He pressures guys, he breaks them, but he's getting lit up with those leg kicks. He got hurt again with that one.
Final seconds of round number 2. Nice spin.
You see the right hand finally, but he got caught with a left hook.
Good round 2 for Jimmy Rivera.
Very good round 2. Unquestionably limping as he goes back to his corner, and his leg is a mess. Let's take a look at the impact of that leg kick. This is the one that knocked him down. It looked like it caught him below the knee, so it caught the shin, but the impact of that could have easily tweaked his knee. And there's another one. That one kind of just caught him with the foot, but it was at the same spot.
Totally over, rolled through the single legs there, too. When you connect to him in the clinch, dude, dominant in there. You're punching on the brakes, get good head position, get an underhook, get an overhook. Let's make him grapple this round, start wearing him out.
Who are you? You're doing it. You southpaw now. You southpaw. You kick, go right hand.
Good. And come up with that teeth to the face. When he changes
Let's go. Wake up, baby. Let's go.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal and punishable under law. Mike over Joe Rogan, UFC 203, Miocic versus Overwood.
Keep an eye on that left leg, rather. When he got up at the round, he lifted that knee up high in the air, almost kind of shake it out.
Big swing and a miss.
Oh, he might have hurt him with that, Mike.
18-fight win streak for El Terror, Jimmy Rivera. Given that nickname by his uncle, who was a boxer.
Good kick there again by Rivera, making sure to land something as Uriah tried to escape.
Faber, the most decorated champion in WEC history. 5 title defenses. But the kicks of Rivera, the story. That one, Uriah caught.
He caught it, but it landed as well. And he got hurt, and he got tagged there with a left hook. Beautiful shot there by Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera changed his timing there, Joe.
Yeah, not enough going on here for Uriah Faber. He should be in desperation mode here, Mike. And I don't know what the solution is. Perhaps it's to get a takedown. I mean, that might be his best option. Uriah, of course, is an excellent submission artist. And that's something we don't... Oh, beautiful kick by Rivera. He's doing such a great job of lighting those legs up.
And he's got a 2-to-1 advantage in total strikes. Landed thus far, and pretty much thrown.
Again, beautiful inside leg kick by Rivera. Oh, high poke. Oh, boy.
Hey, go to neutral corner, Uriah.
Oh, boy.
Neutral corner.
That's
Down.
not good.
High poke. Come here, come here, come here. Come here, Jimmy, come
It
over
looked
here.
like an open hand slap by
Let's
Uriah.
check it, let's
Before
check it.
that,
We're gonna get it
we're going to look at it
out.
real quick.
Stay right there.
Let's take a look at it now.
High poke. We won't have a doctor check that.
Yeah, it was an open hands, like he pawed at him with his hands open. Look at it. I mean, he just poked him in the eyes. I mean, that was an open hand slap where the fingers landed right in the eyes. I mean, he wasn't stopping his movement coming in. He wasn't trying to halt his progress. Muay Thai style, which a lot of guys do. They get used to doing that with the gloves on, and it becomes a real problem. That was a swing with the eyes getting poked by the fingers.
Okay, you can't coach, guys. Doctor taking a look at 27-year-old Jimmy Rivera.
Oh, boy. Doesn't look too bad, but you know, he's the only one that knows how bad it is, really. He's going to keep going. Wait over here. We're going to give him some time here.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, just over 3 minutes.
Just watch the reach.
Remain in this fight.
Quick. Timekeeper ready? 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 Fight.
Uriah comes out aggressively. So we see 3:10 now. Third and final round. Great counter by Rivera. Off that kick right up the middle from Faber.
A good leg kick by Faber there.
Joe Faber's been around long enough to know that he needs to push it here. He needs to showcase a sense of urgency.
Most certainly. I mean, he doesn't just need that. He may need to finish this fight.
Absolutely.
We don't really know how the first round was scored, but could have easily been scored for Rivera. Sure. The second round, I feel clearly went to Rivera. Nice leg kick there by Rivera.
Just past the midway point of our third and final round.
Watch the reach, Uriah.
4 of the 5 UFC losses for Faber have been 5-round fights that went the distance. Nice use of that front leg kick by New Jersey's own. 2 minutes.
Rivera is so dangerous because you get close to him, he's just ready to explode on you. It's just such a risky endeavor getting that close. Good right hand by Uriah there. 140 to make things happen. I mean, you're seeing the experience of pressure from Uriah Faber here. He caught that left and counter over the top of his own right. Uriah with the clinch. Wow, Jimmy just shook him off. Jimmy's got to get back to that leg kick. Went to the body there, but Uriah caught it. Another hard leg kick. Good right hand by Rivera and a left hand behind it.
Under 30 seconds on the clock.
Rivera to the body with a left hook.
15. This one is going to end up in the hands of the judges. Swing and a miss.
See if Uriah goes for it with the last 10 seconds to go here.
They go the distance.
He says he can't see out of his right eye. He said, I'm blind, I can't see out of my right eye.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
There was that hard leg kick that tipped Uriah over. Here's another one by Rivera. There's another one. It's right below the knee there. And there's a nice exchange and a left hook to end it.
Let's take a look inside the numbers. Faber and Rivera. Round 1, round 2, round 3. The busier fighter. All 3 rounds. Jimmy El Terra Rivera. We're going to make it 19 straight and earn the biggest victory of his professional career. Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Jimmy El Terra Rivera.
I'm here with the winner, Jimmy Rivera, the winner of the biggest fight of his professional career. And what a performance you put on tonight against one of the very best guys in the division, the #2 contender, and a guy with so much experience. Give us your thoughts on the fight, Jimmy.
Listen, it's Uriah Faber. I grew up watching this kid. Holy shit. It's unbelievable. Let me first off, there's 3 UFC fighters who denied my fight. Uriah was the first one. Thank you, Uriah, for letting me fight you and giving an opportunity. My thoughts on the fight, I'm fighting a legend. My first round, I was feeling out. Second round, feeling better. Third round, feeling great. I was gonna put it on, but I got eye poked, and I haven't, the last 3 minutes of rounds, I couldn't see anything in my right eye.
So in the 3rd round, when you got hit with that poke, give us your thoughts on what was going on and how bad was it?
I can't see still. I still can't see out of it. It's all like I can't even make out what color that is right now. I just kept asking the ref, doctor, how many minutes left? Can I finish this fight? Hell yeah, I want to finish this fight. I want to be on top. I want to be #1. So I got to thank you, God. Thank you, my mom, my Uncle Dan. I thank my family, my teammates. Thank you, Cleveland, Ohio. You guys are fucking awesome.
Jimmy, your style has always been very aggressive. You move forward constantly. Were you surprised that Uriah met you and stood right in front of you the way he did?
Yeah, I was. I was expecting him to try to take me down the whole time. So the first round threw me off. Second round, I was a new game plan. Come in there and let go. And unfortunately, I couldn't deliver what the fans wanted in the 3rd round because I had one eye, but that shouldn't be an excuse at all. I'm sorry.
In the 2nd round, you really started coming on strong with the leg kicks, and it appeared that you had hurt his left leg. Did you notice it?
Yeah, I noticed it. He wasn't throwing hard anymore. I know he doesn't check kicks, so I took advantage of that.
Listen, Jimmy, this is a huge, huge night for you. A massive, massive victory. Congratulations on the biggest win of your professional career. And I really look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Cleveland, Ohio. Mom, I love you.
Jimmy Rivera, ladies and gentlemen.
Jimmy El Terra Rivera defeats the California kid, Uriah Faber, here in Cleveland. Indians catcher Jan Gomes on the DL, so he's here tonight. And how about the Birdman? Chris Anderson just signed with the Cavaliers 2 months ago. All right, the journey that began in December of 2014 is about to hit its first major milestone as former WWE superstar CM Punk prepares to enter the octagon.
What's interesting, Mike, is that we're seeing this a lot. We're seeing him prepare for takedowns. We're seeing him throw the right hand and then initiate the clinch. Over and over and over again, that seems to be what they're preparing for. I'm really curious. You know, we don't know anything about what he can do. We really don't. We know what Mickey Gall can do, though, and this kid's good. He's real good. This is a stiff test for your first fight ever.
It's what he asked for. It's the fight he's going to get, and we will find out in 15 minutes or less if Mickey Gall can defeat CM Punk. And And 1 week from tonight, two of the UFC's most explosive lightweights face off in Hidalgo, Texas, as Michael Johnson battles the surging Dustin Poirier, who has yet to taste defeat since moving to his new home at 155 pounds.
Since my move from featherweight to lightweight, I feel rejuvenated. I'm working smarter now. I'm getting older. I got a family at home, and I'm balancing this life out better. Before, I was just focused on burning calories and driving myself crazy. I'm definitely becoming a more mature fighter. I'm on a 4-fight win streak. You know, I feel untouchable.
In this fight, I'm considering myself a desperate man. You know, coming off of 2 losses, I have so much to prove this fight. I just want war. You know, I'm ready, I'm hungry, I want blood. You don't really want to go against a desperate man that has nothing to lose because he's very dangerous.
I'm headed to the top, and this is just part of my journey. It's going to be another display of violence.
Poirier pouring it on. That'll do it. We have got a new lightweight contender, Dustin Poirier.
Every time I step into the cage, it's a better version of myself. And I feel like I'm going to be 1 or 2 fights away from a title fight.
This fight, I'm looking to prove to myself that I am the best in the world. I have a different mindset going into these fights now. It's going to be so much more aggressive, just like I was in the very beginning of my career.
Oh, that's it! Michael Johnson by knockout.
You know, I don't go home to loving family like he does. You know, I go to the gym, I go home, I'm thinking about Dustin Poirier. The night of that fight, there's going to be violence.
I'm trying to put food on the table for my family and to earn my title shot. Michael Johnson is trying to steal it from me, and I'm not going to have it.
This is an outstanding lightweight fight, Mike, between a guy in Dustin Poirier who has really found a new home at 155 pounds and has looked sensational, and a guy in Michael Johnson who looked like Dustin Poirier just a few fights ago. What a Shark Tank 155 pounds is. Of course, you have Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's one of the very best in the world, waiting at the top. Dustin Poirier, since moving to 155 pounds and not having to deplete himself, has looked sensational. The Eric Koch fight, the Yancy Medeiros fight, and his last fight against Bobby Green was an absolute masterpiece. At 155, he is an assassin. But Michael Johnson, as he said, has his back against the wall, and he's a dangerous man. He's a nasty striker. He comes from an outstanding camp in the Black Zillions, and he's lost to world-class fighters. The Nate Diaz fight was a humbling fight. He learned from that fight. He's learned from all of his losses. And I still believe that Michael Johnson is one of the very best in the world at 155, and a victory over Dustin Poirier would absolutely be huge at this stage of his career. And look at this card. Uriah Hall versus Derek Brunson is an outstanding fight.
1 week from tonight, Hidalgo, Texas, live on FS1. Do not miss it. CM Punk has been all smiles all week, saying tonight will be one of the funnest and happiest days of his life. He is set to make his MMA debut as his very unique journey reaches the pinnacle tonight.
I think my story is interesting because I left behind this career and this entire world that other people would probably kill to have.
If you are a fan of professional wrestling, you know this man, but your wrestling days are over. You have decided to enter the octagon and fight mixed martial arts professionally.
This is something that I've thought about for a very long time and haven't been able to do. So once the opportunity presented itself, I would have been a fool to say no.
This would be the first time CM Punk ever fights in his life. He had no amateur fights, no amateur karate matches, no amateur jiu-jitsu matches. This is what's crazy about it.
There was a lot of negativity, you know. Why is he doing this? Oh, he can't do this. He shouldn't. be able to do this, things like that. Every time somebody wave a finger in my face and say, you can't do that, you know, I prove people wrong. I live to do that.
I'm in a unique spot. I have a great fight, a fight that a lot of people, I'm sure, are envious, a fight that a lot of people wanted. I'm gonna get to beat up a superstar and, you know, kind of make my name off this fight in my second pro fight.
Oh, early knockdown for Mickey Gall.
Could be it right here. That's it.
Mickey Gall submits Mike Jackson inside of a minute.
I want to be fed. I'm hungry. Feed me CM Punk, please.
He's fought tomato cans, and he thinks that makes him a pro. And that's cool. I want him to be confident because I think he's just gonna completely think he's gonna walk all over me, and you know he'll wake up and realize he was wrong.
He made himself a superstar in his field. I respect the greatness, but with that being said, there's nothing to stop me from ripping him apart.
You know, I'm going out there. I'm gonna lay it all on the line. You know, the spotlight's on, and I'm gonna shine.
I respect everybody who's ever stepped foot in the cage, and before I'm done here, everybody will respect me as well.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I want to let everybody know about the pressure of the internet because Dana White vetoed this song. And then everybody told him, why did you do that? This is a great song. Let him come out to this song. This is Mickey Gall's idea. So Dana White changed his mind. So you out there on the internet, you have power.
24 years old. 1-0 in the UFC. 2-0 as a professional. Discovered on episode 2 of Dana White, looking for a fight. Said, I want to fight CM Punk. UFC President Dana White said to Matt Serra, did he just say he wants to fight CM Punk?
Listen, this kid is good. Okay, this is a stiff test for CM Punk. He's 2-0 as a professional. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if you saw his first fight in the UFC against Mike Jackson, the way he took his back, the way he sunk in that rear naked choke, that's a guy who's choked a lot of people. Very, very skillful. Long punches, 6'2", great reach, young kid, 24 years of age. And here's the other thing. We haven't seen him since February, okay? We're sitting here in September. I guarantee you he's a lot better now. Because when you're 24 years old and you're training every day, you make giant leaps and bounds on a month-to-month basis, especially when you're as young and as focused and as hungry as this kid, Mickey Gall is.
He started at Gracie, New Jersey, under David Adib as a sophomore in high school. His sister Jamie also trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Mickey Gall said he played all the sports growing up, but it was his passion for Jiu-Jitsu and striking and MMA that made the difference. His father, Kevin, a chiropractor, his biggest supporter, his biggest fan.
Things are going to get very interesting very soon.
Mickey Gall.
They seem to like the song. I love this song. I do too. I've always loved this song. I'm with you right there. I just never thought anybody come out to it.
That's a good point.
If they did, I thought it'd be a chick.
Fuck that. There we go. CM Punk. He's already a superstar. He said, I left behind a career and an entire world. Others would kill the hand.
I'm so confused right now. I mean, really, I don't know how to think about this. I really have no idea what this guy's capable of. I admire that he's taking his chance. I admire his choice. I think it was an incredibly wise choice to train where he trained. But that man, Duke Rufus, well, I think is one of the very best coaches in the world. Kyle Kushner, another outstanding coach, training on a daily basis with guys like Ben Askren, with guys like Tyron Woodley, Anthony Pettis, Sergio Pettis, a bunch of assassins down there in Milwaukee. So he did everything right. But to take a fight in the UFC as the first time you ever compete ever in a combat sport is just so crazy. And to do it at 37 years of age when you're already famous, this guy has balls.
He said it's about proving something to himself, showing others that you can chase your dreams. Duke Rufus said his work ethic is incredible along with his hard-nosed mindset. Getting better all the time. He did a session today in the Octagon. Came here 5 hours early, Joe. Did a session with Tyron Woodley, the chosen one, the champion.
It's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to the nerves and the pressure, but right now, he looks pretty calm.
Born and raised in Chicago, made it a very easy choice to work under the tutelage of the multiple-time world kickboxing champion, Duke Rufus. Punk has trained in Kempo Karate, and he has trained his jiu-jitsu with Henry Gracie. They love him here in Cleveland. They love him around the world. CM Punk. Tale of the tape for this monumental MMA moment. CM Punk, 37 years old. Mickey Gall, 24 years old. Everything else is virtually identical. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 2 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 170 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Greenbrook, New Jersey, presenting introducing a mixed martial artist who tonight is making his Octagon debut. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, presenting CM Punk. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson, our referee. The wait is over. UFC fans have been voting all night by following at UFC on Twitter. Continue to do so. All it takes is one click to vote and score the fight. Here we go!
Mickey Gall shoots a double immediately and has CM Punk on his back in full guard.
Punk came storming out. Mickey Gall takes him down with some big shots
from the top right away.
Posturing up and throwing down.
CM Punk's in a lot of trouble right away, Mike.
Yep.
He's eating some big shots.
Big elbow by Gall.
Gall's trying to pass the guard, gonna step is a legit brown belt, and he's on top of a white belt. Usually when that happens, someone's getting strangled. Look at that pass, right to Mounts. Look at that beautiful transition to the back.
Gall looking to choke him out right here.
CM Punk is getting mauled. And this is what happens when a brown belt rolls with a white belt. I mean, this is just what happens, especially when you're a kid as good and as focused as Mickey Gall is.
It's gotten flattened out.
Now CM Punk is holding on to the gloves of Mickey Gall, trying to get, he got it free, and now Punk's in a lot of trouble. He's getting bombed down here. Mickey's just looking to open up the possibility for getting that choke in.
Punk trying to lock it down, try to get out of trouble.
Mickey's got him flattened out here. Punk's in deep trouble. He might get out.
Himself.
Man, he took some heavy shots there, heavy shots.
And more here. Can he weather the storm? Can he avoid getting submitted here?
Well, one of the things that his teammates have said about him is this guy does not quit. But he's got that arm under the neck now. That's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, he got out of it. Very impressive, but he's going through it again. I think that's it.
It is all over. Mickey Gall submits CM Punk. Just like that. He tried to hang in there.
Well, I mean, he defended a little bit, but the reality is there's a giant gap between someone who's new to martial arts, new to MMA. I mean, he took karate when he was a kid, but let's be honest, he's new to martial arts, especially mixed martial arts, competing against a kid like Mickey Gall who has such a high-level ground game.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Set up by that initial takedown.
Yeah, and here you see, I'm sorry I'm not talking right now because CM Punk is giving a speech to Mickey Gall, and I want to know what he said to him, but he's being very gracious, and he's walking around raising Mickey Gall's hand. Excellent sportsmanship by CM Punk. And right now, they're about to read the decision, so I'm going to get into the octagon, but just a mauling by Mickey Gall.
And the tap by CM Punk. Legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills showcased quite quickly against CM Punk. 24-year-old Mickey Gall wins again by submission. 3-0 as a pro, 2-0 inside the octagon. Time for our official decision brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Keith Peterson has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 14 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Mickey Gall.
I'm here with the winner, Mickey Gall. Mickey, what has this whole experience been like for you? Because there's so many eyes on CM Punk. There's so many people that want to know how he would do here tonight. What was this like for you?
It's been crazy. It's been fun. It's a great opportunity. I mean, you know, like, I see a lot of, like, hate for this guy online. And just a lot of people, not just in the MMA community, but as a people. I think we all hate too much, man. Fuck the hate. We need to love each other. We're all going to be dead in 100 years. Let's love each other, man. Fuck the hate.
That's a great attitude, sir. Now, I admire that CM Punk was willing to take this chance. I admire the fact that he wanted to fight in the UFC, that he chose Duke Rufus as a trainer, that he did all the right things. But were you in any way insulted that a guy with no martial arts experience could take 2 years and compete against a guy like you, who's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, who has a mixed martial arts professional record, undefeated? How did that feel to you?
I mean, I can understand why people would feel that way. Not me. I'd be a jerk to be, like, spit at the opportunity. You know what I mean? It was a great opportunity for me. With that said, this might sound like a gimmicky fight, but I'm no gimmick, man. I'm for real. I'm not going fucking anywhere.
Well, no one believes you're a gimmick, certainly no one who's paying attention. But this certainly wasn't the kind of test that a young guy like you wants in your career, other than the fact to make an exhibition out of it, which is what you did tonight.
Yeah, man. I got someone I want next.
Who do you want now?
Fight everyone wants to see, man. I want Super Sage Northcutt. I think that boy's corny. I want to punch his spikes out of his hair.
I would love to see that.
Hey, they say we're Dana White looking for a fight, young guns. Let us bang out. They say guys like us might get protection. Fuck that. I want war.
Mickey Gall, ladies and gentlemen. I like it.
Mickey Gall is all kinds of fired up.
Listen, man. I admire what you did. You're a brave man. You took a crazy chance, and everybody should respect that. That said, what a giant leap that you just attempted to come in here with no martial arts experience and to take 2 years of training and to fight against a young, tough kid like that. You definitely chose the hard road, sir.
Yeah, you know, in life, you go big or you go home. I just like to take challenges. This was a hell of a mountain to try to climb, and I didn't get to the summit today, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I appreciate all the support from everybody. Obviously, Mickey's a hell of a fighter. I will be back, believe it or not. This was the most fun I've ever had in my life. Second best night of my life, besides marrying my wife, obviously. I know there's a lot of doubters, but listen, life's about, you know, falling down and getting up. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it's about getting back up. So if there's any kid out there that's told by a parent or a coach or a teacher or somebody that they look up to, somebody that's supposed to push them and believe in them, and they're told no, don't listen to them. Believe in yourself. Sometimes the outcome isn't always what you desire it to be. But the true failure in life is not trying at all. I know that sounds preachy and kind of weird for a guy who just got beat up, but fuck it. This is the time of my life. Thank you, Cleveland.
Thank you for having the balls to do this, sir. And I look forward to seeing you continue your journey. CM Punk, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? As a father, he is absolutely 100% right. Classy young man, CM Punk. Junior's in the house, the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Junior Dos Santos. We've got heavyweights coming up here on pay-per-view. And on October 8th from Manchester, England, Michael Bisping will defend his UFC middleweight crown for the first time. And he gets his long-awaited rematch of the most devastating defeat of his professional career when he fights Dan Henderson again. Michael Bisping is the new middleweight champion!
This is the greatest day of my life.
What do you get for the man who has everything?
Dan Henderson is famous for knocking me out at UFC 100.
You get revenge.
Some say revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet.
Be careful what you wish for.
Honestly, I don't know why Michael would want a rematch with me. You can't erase history.
The Flats is where the Cuyahoga River, which feeds into Lake Erie, splits the Flats in half. Bars, restaurants, apartment, and the beautiful Greater Cleveland Aquarium. And yes, they are champions now here in Cleveland. Let's take a look at the heavyweight rankings, because we have heavyweights left on the card. Verdum Brown, of course, Miocic, and Overeem. Fabricio Verdum beginning of 2016, Joe. There was talk he was the greatest heavyweight of all time. That's before Stipe stepped in and punched him.
Well, he's still in the argument. You got to think about it. He submitted 3 of the legends of MMA. Minotauro Nogueira, Cain Velasquez, and Fedor Emelianenko. I mean, that is a resume that no one else has but him. He is, in my opinion, the greatest submission artist in the history of the UFC's heavyweight division. And I just think the only person that comes in second is probably Frank Mir. When you look at what he's been able to do inside the octagon, especially considering that he started out his UFC as really just a jiu-jitsu fighter, but has become a real striker. Now, what's really important about that is
one of the highlights of his striking was his victory over Travis Brown. And we're going to get a chance to see Travis Brown attempt to avenge that victory, because that was very shocking to a lot of people. Travis swarmed all over Fabricio Verdum, but Fabricio recovered and went on to outstrike Travis Brown, which was quite shocking and really showed his metamorphosis and an evolution as a mixed martial arts fighter.
Well, Joe, it was UFC 188, Mexico City, where Verdum submitted Cain Velasquez to become just the third Brazilian UFC heavyweight champion. His first title defense would come at UFC 198 in Curitiba, Brazil. But instead of victory and triumph at home, it all vanished away in front of 45,000 Brazilian fans. Fabricio aggressively attacking. Oh, and he got caught. That's it! And it's all over!
Fabricio Verdum is coming into this fight devastated, losing his title by a first-round knockout to Stipe Miocic in Brazil. The memory of that haunts Fabricio, and he has to get through Travis Brown in order to establish some momentum that will take him back to another shot at the UFC heavyweight title.
This time is very important, you know. I lose my belt, I want to fight again for the title shot. For sure, the big goal now is Travis Brown. And I want to beat him for the next step.
Laying past anybody in this heavyweight division is a mistake. It takes one shot. Not everybody gets a chance to redeem themselves. I have a loss to the guy from 2 years back, and it's not something that sits well with me. I want that fight back.
Fabricio Verdum versus Travis Brown is a very important and very interesting fight. Anything can happen. Travis Brown has done it!
I'm so motivated right now. Coming off my last loss, the way I lost in the first round. The disappointment that I've carried with me since. It's like I got angry at myself, and this is the way I get to go take it out.
Ooh, exactly.
On Verdum.
A lot of fans say, hey, Verdum. For me, my favorite fight is when we beat Travis Brown.
Fabricio Verdum, and he hurt him! He hurt him with that right hand and a left!
I know him for a long time, and I know he's a very dangerous guy. I think I have a little bit advantage for him because I beat him one time. I know his game.
I feel like I've jumped leaps and bounds from when we fought the first time. I'm ready to go out there and go for broke and not give what happens.
Travis Brown by TKO.
I'm the champion before. I got it, and I want to show one more time. 100% I come back. I got my belt again.
Travis Hoppa Brown. The first fight was April 2014. It was a 5-round main event, 875 days ago. Verdum won the fight, 50-45, 50-45, 49-46. Joe Travis left with a broken hand, a broken foot, injured ribs, and pretty devastated.
He certainly was, and he was on a track towards a title shot before that fight, and since then he's had some pretty significant setbacks, but has not lost confidence, nor has he lost his direction. One of the important factors in that first fight was that he had Fabricio hurt in that first round, and that is very likely where he broke his hands. You know, it's hard to pinpoint it, but it was a moment of success in a fight where he ultimately lost.
Travis Brown steps into our Metro PCS prep point. Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Yeah, Jill, that first fight was winner gets a shot at the title against Cain Velasquez. Verdum was the winner, and he took full advantage of that opportunity.
Look, Travis Brown is capable of knocking out anyone, including Alistair Overeem, who's fighting for the title tonight. Remember that fight, because that's a fight where we learned about Travis's heart. He got hurt badly by Overeem. Overeem was battering him up against the cage. He got up and front kicked him in the face and knocked him out. Stopped connected with hammer fists after that. He's knocked out Josh Barnett. He's knocked out Gabriel Gonzaga. He's knocked out Stefan Struve. He's knocked out a lot of guys. He's a dangerous, dangerous guy.
And after that first major setback is when he went to the Glendale Fighting Club in California to train under Edmond Tarverdian. Plain and simple, Fabricio Verdum was beaten by Stipe Miocic. He said, get me back in the octagon as soon as possible. Originally, he was to fight Ben Rothwell. Verdum feels strongly that if he wins this fight, he's right back in that #1 spot. An opportunity to get his belt back immediately. And I want to tell you this, Joe, because something Verdum said, which could apply to our main event. He said that he lost focus on fight night in Brazil. He got all caught up in Curitiba, the event, the 45,000. We won't get too much into Stipe now, but Overeem has kind of said that about Miocic here in Cleveland. But Fabricio admitted that he kind of got caught up in things fighting in Brazil with such a great fanfare.
Well, he certainly did. I mean, it was a gigantic event. There was so much love for him and so much pressure. But it doesn't mean, obviously, that Stipe is going to fight like that. What's really interesting and really needs to be considered was the fact that Fabricio Verdum got flatlined in May. That was 4 months ago, almost to the day. And that is not that much time when you consider how devastating a knockout loss that was.
Our tail of the tape for this, our co-main event of the evening. 39-year-old Fabricio Verdum against 34-year-old Travis Brown, who is 3 inches taller and will have a 2-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 18 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 241 pounds. Fighting out of San Diego, California, presenting the #6 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Travis Now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler and a kickboxer, holding a professional record, 20 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 239.5 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Porto Alegre, Brazil, presenting the 3-time world Jiu-Jitsu champion and the former UFC heavyweight champion and the #1 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Fabricio Verdum. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Gary Copeland.
Gary Copeland, our referee. Vanessa, Chrissy, Ariani, Brittany, UFC 203 co-main event. Verdum.
Round 1, ready, right?
Brown. Here we go.
Oh! Flying side kick to the face.
We are underway.
That's a first. Fabricio incredibly aggressive here. But he's got to be careful he doesn't get countered like he did in the Stipe fight.
Now we settle in. We think.
Dove on that ankle and Travis easily escapes it. Oh, good right hand by Fabricio.
Travis Brown, Joe, has the 2nd highest takedown defense in heavyweight history.
Good inside leg kick by Fabricio. Here's a kick to the body. We're settling in here. Travis has outstanding counter-punching, Mike. Keep an eye on that.
And he can kick people in the face, too. Just ask Alice they're over into a set to fight for the title. Up next here against Stipe Miocic. This is a 3-round fight. The Doom is throwing a bunch of tricks in early.
He shows no effects whatsoever of being tentative after his knockout loss. I mean, he's wilder than ever right now.
Travis Brown made the point, Joe, that he's only been fighting for 7 years, the UFC for 6. Doctor's coming in to check something.
Well, he's wincing in pain.
Break a finger, break a thumb, break a finger.
He might have dislocated it or something. He's trying to straighten it out. He said he's good. Wow.
Doc, are we good letting him fight? You're good? Okay.
Good letting him fight, but that's bizarre. If it was just a dislocated finger, are you allowed to stop when you get kicked or whatever happened to him and dislocate your finger? That's an interesting question.
He just did.
But is that legal? I mean, what are the rules? Can we bring in Mark Ratner on this, please? Good kick to the body there by Fabricio. We'll bring in Mark Ratner in between rounds if he gets that far.
All right, we're going to check in with Mark Ratner right now. We just saw an odd circumstance, Mark. What exactly is the ruling, and was that proper or not?
There's no timeouts in fighting, so no. He can't just do that. That's part of the game. So
yeah, unless he's stopping, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, unless he's getting.
Fabricio clipped with the right hand.
Thank you, Mark Ratner. So it definitely was odd. It was incorrect, but the fight continues. Now let's watch Travis Brown, though. He's hurt, Joe. He is going to, I would imagine, show a huge sense of urgency to try to finish this fight quickly.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like his finger was disconnected, but then he pulled it back and popped it back in place, so it might be all right. But the real question is, what happens now? Because you can't do that.
Well, you know what? What happens is it's done, it's passed, and they fight right here. Yeah. You know, it's over.
Bizarre. Well, we'll learn from that.
And he's aggressively going after Verdun and avoids another takedown attempt.
Look at that spinning kick by Verdun.
And I was going to start to say something about the experience of Travis Brown. He's always had the heart, Joe. He's just continuing to build on that skill set. Proud Hawaiian hop with Travis Brown. Nice counter.
Very nice jab by Travis. There's a good right hand by Travis.
Travis Brown, one of 2 UFC fighters with 2 finishes due to standing elbows, so maybe it doesn't matter if he dislocated a finger.
Well, there's another thing to take into consideration, Mike, and is that Fabricio Verdun has had some pretty significant back injuries over the last few years. He dealt with it before the Cain Velasquez fight, and it's prevented him from training on many occasions. Big right hand by Fabricio.
Big shot by Verdun.
Travis is in all sorts of trouble here. He's got to do something, but as he's moving, he's giving up his back.
Verdun is outstanding with his submission game.
Multiple-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion, and he's got Travis Brown's back with an arm under the chin.
Looking to finish it right here, right now.
Travis survives.
20 seconds.
Boy, Travis has got to do something big here.
15 seconds. 10 seconds.
He's gonna make it.
What a crazy round.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Expect the unexpected.
You fucking listen. This motherfucker ain't got left hook right. Listen, don't pull back like this. Left hand fucking tight. Feel the fucking ground. When you hit your leg, you pull soft.
Here's a big overhand by Fabricio Verdun.
Fight solid, fight with heart. Sit down. Head movement, press, and break this motherfucker. Show your heart. You can do it.
And that's when he pulled away and had his finger.
I don't want to see that right cross touch you again. You stop it with your quick jab. Double jab if you're moving forward. Tilt a little bit to your right, okay?
And with that flying side kick to the face. That is just insane. That might be one of the first flying side kicks ever in a big-time heavyweight fight.
And a big right hand.
And that is a huge right hand that really hurt him towards the end of the fight.
Here's something to think about, Joe. Travis Brown played basketball at a very high level. Basketball players get their fingers jammed like that all the time. Pulls them back, ready to play more, ready to fight more. Here tonight in the home of the world champion Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, he seems to be okay, but I don't know if he can make a full fist. It seems like in the corner he was indicating that he couldn't bend the finger.
Yeah, that's the one thing basketball players don't have to do, right?
There's a good left hand there by Travis. And a good leg kick by Fabricio. And Travis avoids the takedown. Yeah, see, he went back to that finger. He's having a hard time with that finger still. But he's just going to grit his teeth and bear through it.
Which is no surprise to anybody who knows Travis Brown. And the Doom is... I don't know, is he effective right now, Joe, or is he kind of all over the place? Miocic was Verdun's first loss in 5 years.
Another right hand there by Fabricio, but that one Travis rolled with a bit.
I mentioned Travis started training with Edmund Tarverdyan after the loss in the first fight between these two men.
Travis looking to set up a big shot here, Mike. You can see he's kind of like motioning with the left, looking to set up the right.
Watch for the kick. Watch for that kick right up the middle.
Good inside leg kick by Fabricio.
Edmund Tarverdyan said, all right, throw a jab. Throw a jab. He told Travis, you don't even know how to jab. It's come a long way since. Switches it up a little bit, goes southpaw. Body kick could be coming, now back to orthodox. Under 3 on the clock here in round 2. Edmund Tarverdyan.
Travis, he's trying to get you in back. Catch that and drop it. Left hook, right cross.
Ricky Lundell in the corner of Travis Brown. Outstanding grappling coach.
Go get him now.
Travis looks very hesitant to me, Mike. He's standing in front of Fabricio, not pulling the trigger.
Doom with a slight advantage in total strikes. 77-9. Wow.
Fabricio's utilizing that front leg front kick very well, and then there's a couple of front kicks from Travis. And there's that right hand again, a nice kick by Fabricio.
Brown was outlanded 90-6 against Velasquez, and he's trying to find something, Joe.
He's looking for that left hook counter right there. There's a left again, but Fabricio lands a body kick right afterwards. He's standing right in front of Fabricio way too much, and Fabricio, to his credit, is being very creative. He's doing a lot of different things. It makes it real hard to figure out what he's going to do. He steps forward, throws a left kick to the body, or left hook to the body there, and Travis threw on his own. Good inside leg kick.
14 of 18 career wins by knockout for Brown. Verdun 10 of his 20 by submission. A minute on the clock here in the second.
What a big wind up and a miss by Travis.
Travis Brown that we saw beat Alistair Overeem.
Look at the facial expressions, the way he's carrying his body. It's not that Hapa who's always so aggressive.
There's a nice leg kick right there.
Steps through.
I mean, he's had 4 losses in his MMA career, but 2 of them in a row. And big ones. The Cain Velasquez loss was huge. And the Orlovsky loss was devastating to him.
Último round. Vamos focar a luta do chão agora, para respirar. Dá uma recuperadinha.
Professor Javier Cordero.
Ganhamos o primeiro, ganhamos o segundo bem. Ganhamos o primeiro, ganhamos o segundo bem. Eu preciso que você trabalhe esse teu jab, Dodô. Ele tá muito perto de você, tá entrando.
When he tries to go down,
pra você não dar.
get ready for me. Travis, first with the jab, double jab, chest jab, and then you can do whatever you want. Believe in yourself, brother. Last round, you win, it's yours. Get the fuck up and do it, so we won't fucking cry later. Let's go.
He's not on your level.
Let's go.
He's gonna come out hard. You gotta press forward the entire
I don't give a fuck your head. Fuck this motherfucker up. He's good. Let's go.
Hey, they don't got anything on you. Let's go.
Pretty much says it all.
Stay pressing, Travis. This is your time for your legacy. Press. 5 minutes.
After 2 rounds, wow, what a significant difference in total strikes.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I just point out I did make a mistake. He beat Matt Mitrione between the losses to Orlovsky and Cain Velasquez, but it was a controversial loss, of course, because Mitrione got eye poked in that fight.
Had the broken orbital.
Yeah.
Travis Brown's got to finish Fabricio Werdum.
Well, he does, and he's got to fight like the aggressive Travis Brown of old, like the Travis Brown that beat Brendan Shaw.
A lot of his wins, Mitrione, the exception, have been in the first round.
Nice kick to the body there by Fabricio, and a right hand over the top by Fabricio. See, Fabricio right now must be thinking he's got this fight won. He's well ahead. He can just kind of coast and walk away with the decision here. But to put himself in line for a shot at the title in this talent-stacked and exciting division, he's got to get people clamoring for him to fight again.
For sure.
I mean, right now there's Cain. I mean, Cain Velasquez came off a devastating victory over Travis.
Junior's coming off surgery.
And Junior looked outstanding against Ben Rothwell.
Arnett just beat Arlovsky.
And looked very good in doing so, becoming the first guy to submit Arlovsky. So there's a lot of action in the heavyweight division right now. So Fabricio can't just coast here if he wants to be considered like one of the guys that people are clamoring for to get a shot at the title. But if he wants to just play it safe and win, this is all he has to do right here. Wow. Grabbed that pretty easy, but Travis popped out of it pretty easy as well.
Just over 3 minutes in this fight.
Very hesitant.
Miocic Overeem main event for the belt still ahead.
Travis coming up short with his punches. You know, I mean, it's hard to tell a man that he's got to go for broke and put himself in the line of danger. But for Travis Brown, there's really no other options. He's moving away there, putting his hands up. He's not presenting any real danger here to Fabricio. He's got to. There's a good left hook. He needs more of that. He needs to really ramp it up over the next 220.
Topps UFC Knockout 16 mobile trading card app now available for iOS and Android devices. Download for free now. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this fight.
Good inside leg kick by Fabricio, returned by Travis. Nice kick by Fabricio. And a good knee and a punch as well. Oh, we caught him with that right hand.
Travis just took a look up at the clock.
Fabricio smiled at him right after he landed that punch. Good high kick by Travis, but blocked by Fabricio. And again, he goes to it. He needs more of that. Good right hand by Travis.
Will that first fight linger as the night Travis Brown got knocked off course? Can he make a drastic change to this path in the next 65 seconds?
Well, it certainly has defined his career in many ways up until now. And he just doesn't look like that exciting contender that he looked like a couple of years ago.
Win or lose.
Oh, good right hand by Fabricio again.
I mean, that 4 minutes and 31 seconds, although he was defeated by his buddy Andre Arlovsky, was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. And there was one point in time where he was one of the most dangerous and exciting guys in this division. And right now, he looks like a man without a country. Just looks lost.
That was first round stoppages, Gonzaga over in Barnett.
And for Fabricio shows no ill signs of the knockout loss to Stipe Miocic. He's taken wild chances, looks good and crisp with his striking, and has managed to avoid all the big shots from Travis. There's a good kick to the body. Had him in a bad position at one point in time in the first round, but was unable to really capitalize on it and finish him. But you hear the boos from the audience. That's the real reaction to this fight, the natural reaction. It just didn't live up to the hype.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
Let's take a look at that injury again. This is in the first round. So here you see, okay, it was a punch that landed right on the finger. That's exactly what it was. And so he stops, he talks to the referee, and Fabricio rightly moved in and punched him because there really wasn't a separation. Look at this kick to start the fight. Flying side kick to the face. That is just so crazy. And here's a big right hand from Fabricio Verdum that knocked Travis down and had him in all sorts of trouble. And there's a knee to the face by Fabricio and a short punch behind it.
Decision brought to you by Metro PCS. We get nationwide coverage on the Blazing Fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Fabricio.
The winner, Fabricio Verdum. Congratulations, Fabricio. There was a lot of controversy after the fight, a lot of bad blood, but not during the fight. Give us your thoughts on the fight itself. You had him in trouble in that first round, and there was a very odd moment where you hit him with a punch on his hand, and he stopped the time. What were you thinking there? He dislocated his finger, and he stopped the time, which you're not allowed to do. So what were you thinking there?
I think he's broke the finger. I don't know when, but he broke his finger.
He's a very warrior guy because he keeps going to fight. I love this. I respect Travis Brown. It's the second time I beat him. That's it, man. It's a good fight. I think it's a good fight, but as I stipulate to me, Steve no teach house. That's it.
Let's look at that again, because you threw a right hand and it caught him on the tip of his finger, and that's when he pulled away to stop. So there's a definitive moment here. It wasn't like an injury. See, here you see it. It lands on his finger, and he moves away and then immediately called to the referee. Well, that's just as much of an injury as you kicking his knee or as you hurting one of his ribs.
I think at this moment my punch got at his finger, you know. But the referee don't stop the fight. When the referee don't stop the fight, I keep it going. When he says stop, I stop, but he don't stop.
Right, the referee did not stop the fight, so when you threw that punch, it was well within your rights.
Yes, for sure, because the referee is there for a stop or keep it going. He don't say nothing, I keep it going, that's it.
I understand what you're saying. Now, there was a moment in the fight where you had him down, you had him in trouble, you took his back. Were you surprised that you weren't able to finish him there?
Yes, man, I understand your question, but I want to say it's very important I say one thing. Guys, this is very important. This son, my friend's son is dying 3 days ago because one woman drunk killed this guy in the street. Just not drink and drive, please. That's it. This is very important. And the other thing, this fight for all athletes, Brazilian athletes, for the Olympics.
All right, Fabricio, congratulations on your victory. Look forward to seeing you again.
Galera, valeu. Não foi a luta que eu queria, mas foi muito boa. O negócio é o seguinte, eu tenho orgulho de ser brasileiro e é tudo nosso. O próximo passo é eu pelo cinturão. E nem me viu.
I was going to say, hey, everybody, Mauricio, I'm happy to hear that I'm come back, and I'm going to come back and fight for my title. I'm going to get where it's mine.
Congratulations, sir. Fabricio Verdum, ladies and gentlemen.
For Croatian guys, laku noche.
Fabricio Verdum. Giving a little love to the Croatian guys. That guy would be Stipe Miocic. Forrest Griffin, the original Ultimate Fighter. Cody Garbrandt, 5-0 in the UFC. 4 knockouts, back-to-back knockouts at Almeida and Mizugaki. Take a look at First Energy Stadium. Stipe Miocic got to meet the new head coach, Hugh Jackson. The Browns open in Philadelphia. Their home opener is next week against the Ravens, and Stipe got to take part in the Cavaliers championship parade. Man, he's a Clevelander inside and out, and he gets the chance in just a few moments to defend his title here at home, working with his boxing coach, Alex Cooper. The proud Croatian, Stipe Miocic, will fight here at the Quicken Loans Arena against that man, Alistair Overeem, who truly is missing just one belt. And in his 57th professional MMA fight, he can earn that later tonight. Middleweight legends collide for the 185-pound championship on October 8th, when Michael Bisping fights on home soil against MMA legend and lethal knockout artist Dan Henderson. Will the Count get the revenge he so desperately desires? Or can Hendo potentially end his career with one final shining moment?
For years, Michael Bisping has been haunted by that highlight reel from UFC 100 where Dan Henderson brutally knocked him out.
This right here is revenge.
Normally, I'm not that way in fights. I know if the guy's out. I think that one was just to shut him up a little bit.
Dan landed that big right hand. That's all I remember. Fair play to the guy. He got me. He landed that second punch, you know, which in my mind, there was no need for it.
It was just a reaction of mine to keep going until I was stopped, and it did feel good then.
The guy constantly mocks me with that. The public mock me with that. This is my first title defense, but for me, it's not about defending the title. I want revenge. I want to put him in his place and wipe that smug look off his face.
The fans wanted to see a rematch. He really had nothing to offer until he won that belt.
Dan Henderson has the kind of power where he can change the fight in an instant.
I appreciate you guys giving me that extra energy to keep on going and that extra drive.
It shall be done. The rematch, Michael Bisping and Dan Henderson.
Make no mistake about it, the belt is on the line, but this fight is all about revenge.
As a fighter, you want to go out there and right that wrong. Michael Bisping, he has the ability to erase that loss.
Look, Bisping's a but he's a warrior and he's tough and he's going to hang in there.
Dan's had a great career. He's achieved many things, but the #1 goal people want to achieve in mixed martial arts is to be the UFC champion of the world. I am the UFC middleweight champion. He is not. There is a reason for that. I am the better fighter. I will prove that in this rematch. I will beat him. Lightning will not strike twice. I will knock out Dan Henderson when he's unconscious. I'll give him another blow as well.
October 8th, Manchester Arena. They will meet again. The belt will be on the line. Vitor will also fight Gegard Mousasi. Saturday, October 8th from Manchester, England. Only on pay-per-view. 10 in the East, 7 in the West. We are now set for our main event of the evening. 5 rounds of fighting for the UFC Heavyweight Championship as Stipe Miocic fights Alistair Overeem. We've talked about it all night long. The pride that they feel about their own here in Cleveland, Ohio. And trust me when I tell you this, Stipe Miocic also takes great pride in representing his hometown.
Love Cleveland. Born and raised, you know, when we're gonna leave. Cleveland's an amazing city.
Stipe Miocic will have the eyes of the MMA world on him when he defends his title against Alistair Overeem in Cleveland, his hometown.
Yes, sir.
There's gonna be a lot of pressure, a lot of motivation for Stipe to train like a madman.
And winning that belt and bringing back Cleveland's been everything. And I ain't giving up this belt for a long time. I tell you that right now.
Stipe Miocic is an animal. A guy with significant knockout power. Oh, big right hand! We saw that where he absolutely destroyed Andrei Arlovski in the first round and then demanded his title shot.
Come on! Give us a shot!
And then took that title from Fabricio Verdum with a spectacular knockout victory.
That's it! It's all over! Stipe Miocic! Like a world champ! Like a world champ! Cleveland, we got champion, baby! We got champion!
He is fighting one of the most decorated strikers the sport has ever known. Alistair Overeem is a former K1 Grand Prix champion in kickboxing. He won the Strikeforce Mixed Martial Arts Heavyweight title. He won the Dream Mixed Martial Arts Heavyweight title. And now he has an opportunity to fight for the UFC belt.
Yeah, it's been 22 years training and competing, and it has been a ride. It feels like destiny. One fight away from becoming UFC heavyweight champion. If there's one guy who can ruin that Cleveland party, it's me. September 10th, the belt is coming to me.
Nothing I haven't seen before, and he hasn't seen me yet.
I am more experienced. I'm more KOs. I'm going to be leaving Cleveland with the belt.
If he's going to make Will hurt, you know, something's going down. He ain't going to be me, though.
Started training and competing at age 14. By age 24, he had 20 career fights, Joe, including the Pride Grand Prix.
I mean, he's had an incredible career. So many kickboxing fights, so many MMA fights, K1 Grand Prix champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champion, Dream heavyweight champion, ups and downs inside the octagon, the spectacular UFC debut against Brock Lesnar, where he looked virtually unbeatable. The ups and the downs, but lately has looked amazing. Has really found a balance, has lost a lot of mass, has settled into a lighter frame, decided that somewhere around 240 seems to be like the sweet spot. Then he was bigger and heavier. He just had a hard time with the endurance, especially when he was dealing with the third, fourth. Well, he didn't really get into the fourth and fifth rounds, but those longer round fights. So what he has done is sort of settle in to the right amount of training, move to Jackson's, training in Albuquerque, New Mexico for this fight. World-class trainers, world-class people to compete with inside the gym, and the results inside the octagon have been amazing, particularly in his last fight where he stopped Junior Dos Santos.
The challenger steps into our Metro PCS prep point. Metro PCS, we get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30, period.
The Junior Dos Santos fight was particularly impressive because Junior has looked so good lately as well. And after that, he stopped Andre Arlovsky. And he just really showed the full game that he possesses over the last few fights he's had inside the octagon. The Stefan Struve fight, the unanimous victory over Roy Nelson, really coming to his own.
22 years of training and competing, and tonight he has the opportunity to become a UFC champ. Championship home from Curitiba, Brazil, the first championship for Cleveland in 52 years.
One of the interesting things about Stipe Miocic is his ability to handle pressure, Mike. And we saw that in the Curitiba fight because he was there in front of a massive, hostile crowd, and he looked so incredibly calm before the fight. And that calmness and that ability to handle pressure is what allowed him to stay composed as Fabricio was chasing after him and land a couple of excellent punches, and then finally the big one that took out Fabricio and won him the UFC heavyweight title. He is a man who knows how to compete. He is an excellent athlete, and he is a guy who has grown inside the octagon, particularly since his fight 2 years ago with Junior Dos Santos. He had a 5 5-round war with Junior Dos Santos, which was really the first fight that he had with a world championship caliber fighter. Went the distance, lost a very close decision in an excellent fight, but it was an indicator of how good he really is, and from then has looked amazing. The stoppage victory of Mark Hunt was sensational. When he blew Andrei Arlovski out of the water, it was incredible. And then got his title shot against Fabricio Verdum and capitalized in the most perfect way you can.
Cleveland, Ohio zone, Stipe Miocic. Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. The champion is 34. The challenger is 36. Overeem, 3 pounds heavier. Everything else is identical. To get it underway, the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Ohio State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Bernie Pravato, Chairman B.J. Sugar. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Carlo Urso, Derek Cleary, and Eric Cohen. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light, Raise One to Right Now, and Metro PCS, where you can get nationwide coverage on the blaring fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. And now, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 41 wins, 14 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 249 pounds. Fighting out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands, presenting the former Strikeforce heavyweight champion and the number 3 weight heavyweight contender in the world, the challenger, Alistair the Reeve Overeem. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 15 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 246 pounds. Fighting out of Independence, Ohio, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
Gentlemen, been over the walls in the dressing room, you know exactly what I expect. You listen to me at all times, you keep yourself protected at all times. When I say stop, you stop. Do you want to touch gloves, get it now? Let's do this.
Miocic, Overeem. 5-minute rounds. Here we go. Black trunks for the champion. Blue trunks for the challenger.
Alistair Overeem has taken a cautious approach as of late, moving around a lot and looking to counter-strike, particularly early in the fight. Look for him to use a lot of movement and avoid the rush of Stipe. He likes to fight from the southpaw position and throw hard power kicks with that left leg. And on the inside, he has some of the best knees in the business.
Overeem has beaten 6 former UFC champions. He is 4-0 since moving to Jackson Link MMA. Miocic has won in 43 seconds, 35 seconds, 54 Joe, and 2:47 to take the belt from Purdue.
And there was that hard power kick that we were talking about. Look at that. He's literally running.
Oh, my goodness!
You got the guillotine.
Can he finish it right here, right now?
His guillotine is nasty.
Miocic in huge trouble.
No, he's not. Not even.
He's out. And he's chasing Overeem down.
He's still wobbly, though, Mike. He's still wobbly. He's on shaky legs. He looked a bit unsteady when he got up there, Mike. Big welt under his right arm from that left power kick. Stipe shocked and rocked early. And you're dealing with an incredibly high-level striker in Alistair Overeem. Arguably the most decorated guy in the history of this division.
If he leaves with his belt, there will be no argument. And as far as a striker, maybe unmatched all time.
Oh, well, for sure, there's never been a guy. Oh, he caught him there. Stipe caught him with a left. Oh, and Alistair caught him.
87th overall fight for Overeem. Stipe right in the pocket.
Right hand by Stipe. Alistair's in trouble.
And the crowd reacts.
Alistair's in trouble, Mike. And he got tagged again. He's got to get off the cage. And for Stipe, he's got to move in and close the show. And he tagged him again. Good right hand by Stipe.
Good combination.
Beautiful left to the body by Stipe.
Miocic, the aggressor. Again, he connects. He doesn't want to chase, though.
Alistair's hurt, Mike. He's hurt.
Big kick.
Oh, he hurt him again. He hurt
An uppercut.
and a knee to the body.
Don't want to chase. Alistair Overeem. Hurt or not.
Both guys have been hurt in this first round.
Stipe took a quick glance at the clock after Overeem connected a moment ago.
Alistair's wild here, throwing big, winging shots from the outside. Boy, I don't like his defense at all. Hands down. This really seems intent on preserving his energy. Oh, he tagged him again.
Miocic staying right in the pocket. Throws his own kick. Combination.
Good combination by Stipe.
His technical boxing is outstanding.
And Alistair's just winging these weird, crazy punches.
Stipe on top.
Hammer fist by Stipe.
Big ground and pound to the body.
Alistair's in all sorts of trouble here, Mike.
Postured up. Big shots.
He's out.
It is all over. Stipe Miocic remains the heavyweight champion.
Wow.
He wins here at home.
And what a crazy, crazy first round that was. Outstanding. Wow. Alistair Overeem still out. They're trying to get him up to a stool. He tried to get onto his feet and fell back down. Wow. What a round. And what a victory for Stipe Miocic. What a victory.
Cleveland still has a UFC world champion. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Race one to right now. Overeem early. Boom. Knocks Stipe back, and he swarmed. But Miocic, the aggressor, uppercut, patient, chasing down Overeem, and you want to talk about vicious ground and pound, hammer fist, postured up, pinpoint accuracy, title defense complete. They're celebrating here in Cleveland. Just like that. Time for our official decision brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 27 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
I'm here with the winner and still champ.
Oh, wait! Oh, wait! Oh, wait!
Cleveland loves you, Stipe. What a fight. What a fight. What a round. Did that go anything like you expected?
Well, he kicked harder than I thought, you know. I think he put me on my ass, didn't he? I mean, I wasn't hurt, but he just put me on my ass. I felt fine. He got that guillotine, whatever. I train every day, like, you know, I'm a boxer, wrestler. I train that shit every day, but hey, I don't give a shit. I want to fight. I'm still heavyweight champ, like I said I was.
So when you got dropped here, you weren't hurt? It was just a flash knockdown?
Not even. I was just, they put me on my ass. He kicks hard as fuck. You want to get kicked by him? I wouldn't kick either.
I believe there was a punch, too, that dropped you. That was one of the moments in the round. It was a wild back-and-forth round. But when you had him up against the cage, it seemed, first of all, were you shocked that he was moving away from you as much?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get with this. I mean, and I understand why, you know, man. He's a tough guy. He's a veteran. He's fought the best in the world. Well, listen, man, I told you I'm keeping his belt for a long time.
Well, you kept his belt tonight, sir, and let's look at the finish. You got him down to the ground, and once you got him down, you rained down some ferocious ground and pound and eventually shut the lights out here. Give us your thoughts. What was going through your mind?
Shut him down. Put him out. Turn the motherboard off.
And you turned the motherboard off indeed. The winner and still UFC heavyweight champion. How good does that sound, sir?
OH! OH! It's the baby Ohio! Cleveland!
The baddest man on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, Stipe Miocic. I'm here with Alistair Overeem. Alistair, obviously the fight did not go as you wanted it to, but you did have your moments in the fight. You had him hurt, or at least it looked like you had him hurt. Give us your thoughts on what happened.
Stipe was the better man today. He's a great athlete. He's tough. He always comes to fight. There's one thing I can't say about the fight. I believe when I punched him and he went down, I followed him. I got him in a guillotine choke, and I clearly felt a tap. The ref didn't see it. The ref didn't jump in. So the fight continued. But in my opinion, he tapped, and it's a bummer. We're going to have to go back to the drawing boards. I think I am the better fighter, but not today.
You think he tapped, and you think that, did you let go when you felt like he tapped?
Yes, the referee didn't come in, so, but he clearly tapped.
Well, let's take a look at it. we'll have the truck pull it, and let's look at the big screen. Let's take a look at it right here. You dropped him, you had him hurt, you grabbed a hold of the guillotine, you held on strong. We'll take a look at the whole thing in slow motion. Tell us when you see the tap. Here it is, you got it locked up. You felt like it was in the beginning? Did you see it there? You didn't see it there, but you felt it. We'll take a look at it one more time from another angle and see if we can isolate it, just to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll see it one more time. Here's the punch. You dropped him. You had him hurt. You grabbed a hold of his neck. Where do you see the tap? That looks like he's trying to find his way through your arms. Well, it didn't look like a tap to us, but I understand that you felt that way, and thank you for a great fight. We'll see you again.
Cleveland, thank you very much for the hospitality. I can only say great things about this city. Thank you until next time.
Alistair Overeem, ladies and gentlemen.
Alistair Overeem denied his opportunity to win the last belt that he believes belongs on his great showcase of championships. And what a moment for Cleveland. What a moment for Stipe Miocic to defend here inside Quicken Loans Arena, to defend the title as a proud Clevelander, the very first time the UFC comes to his hometown. The next time you'll see us back on pay-per-view, Britain's Best returns to the UK, ready to defend his gold in Manchester, England.
There's nothing I do better in this life than fighting. Nobody's taking this away from me.
It felt good knocking out Michael Bisping, and I'm going to do it again.
UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem, has been brought to you by the all-new Harley-Davidson Milwaukee 8 engine on the 2017 touring line. Stop in for a test ride during the Discover More Open House, September 22nd to the 25th, only at your Harley-Davidson dealer.